Through sin, salvation would come. From the great sinning would emerge a world in which there would no longer be sin. This is starting to sound a lot to me like Schofield Bible principles and like this whole idea of the rapture. But anyways, he goes on, Frank had declared, quote, I have come to rid the world of all the laws and the statutes which have been in existence hitherto. Another person explaining this line of thought writes, the conception of the Messiah as he who must enter completely into the klippa, the demonic power of the shells, that he may liberate the holiness that is held there, and in doing thus fulfills the purpose of the exile of Israel and redeems Israel and the world in one. But even that is not enough. The holy sin becomes a pattern. Men must hurl themselves into sin in order to tear from it the holy sparks, and soon there is no sin any longer. And then he goes on to speak about how sexuality, like sex stuff, it hinges upon these sort of sexual parties. He writes, sexuality as the locus for the expression of personal freedom has, of course, deep roots. In the Zohar, the sexual metaphor is used very freely. The Orthodox tradition sharply restricted sexual expression, perhaps as has been suggested by some writers. And it tells us that the movement grew into a violent political threat to the Orthodoxy theocracy, and measures and countermeasures were taken by both sides. The Frankists were placed under excommunication, and the Frankists replied by an attack upon the Talmud, arguing that it was false and harmful. The Frankists even charged that the Talmud made use of Christian blood obligatory, and they lent testimony that the Jews were engaging in ritual murder. The climax of Frank's career came when he and all of his followers were converted to Catholicism with great pomp and ceremony. The members of the Polish nobility acted as sponsors, and the newly baptized Jews assumed their family names. Numbers of them thus came into Polish nobility. Jacob Frank himself had King Augustus III as his godfather and became a Catholic in the presence of the royal family and the court dignitaries in November of 1759, less than 100 years after the apostasy of Sabbatai Zevi, and less than 100 years before the birth of Sigmund Freud. Now, let me tell you why I'm telling you this.